Ever felt like you're losing control in moments that demand your strength? Today we're changing that for good. What if I told you that holding your masculine frame isn't about being the loudest in the room, but the most grounded? There's this story about a man, let's call him Jack. Jack wasn't the alpha type, nor was he the loud one who always tried to dominate the room, yet people respected him. They leaned in when he spoke. They trusted him with their challenges and admired his calm in chaos. You see, Jack wasn't born with this presence. He developed it by mastering one thing, holding his masculine frame. Jack knew how to keep his cool under pressure, lead with emotional intelligence, and create a sense of trust wherever he went. Masculinity is not aggression, it's balance, and emotional intelligence, that's the ultimate power move. So, how do you develop that unshakable presence, that masculine energy that commands respect without saying a word? Stick around. This video has everything you need to know. Sigmas, this isn't just another self-improvement talk. This is about embodying the qualities that set you apart as a leader, protector, and man of emotional depth. If you're ready to unlock this power, watch until the end, because this one's a game changer. So what makes a Sigma male tick? Well, let's dive into the key traits of a Sigma male to find out. At the core, Sigma males are fiercely independent. Like the lone wolf, they venture out into the world, charting their own path, unburdened by the need for social validation or acceptance. This independence is not born out of disdain for others, but rather a profound understanding of self. They know who they are, what they want, and they don't need anyone else to define that for them. Imagine, if you will, a man at a party. He's not out in the center of the room, commanding the attention of the crowd. Rather, he's off to the side, observing, listening. He doesn't need the spotlight to feel secure or validated. Instead, he finds comfort in his solitude, content with his own company. That's a Sigma male. Another key trait of a Sigma male is their self-sufficiency. In a world where many of us rely heavily on others for emotional, financial, and even intellectual support, Sigma males stand apart. They are the embodiment of the old saying, if you want something done right, do it yourself. They are self-reliant, capable of handling their own affairs without needing to lean on others. Let's consider a scenario. A Sigma male, let's call him John, loses his job. Instead of panicking or immediately looking for another job, John sees it as an opportunity. He uses his savings to start a small business, something he's always wanted to do but never had the time. He doesn't need someone else to provide for him. He can do it himself. That's the self-sufficiency of a Sigma male. Finally, Sigma males are often introverted by nature. This doesn't mean they're shy or socially awkward. On the contrary, they can be quite charming when they choose to be, but they value their alone time. Their moments of solitude where they can reflect, recharge, and focus on their own thoughts and ideas. Picture a man sitting alone in a park, engrossed in a book. He's not lonely. He's absorbed, lost in a world of ideas and imagination. He doesn't crave the constant chatter of social interaction. Instead, he savors the peace and tranquility of his own company. That's a Sigma male. To sum up, the independence, self-sufficiency, and introverted nature of Sigma males make them stand out in a crowd, even if they're standing on the sidelines. They don't seek the limelight, but they command respect with their self-reliance and self-understanding. They navigate the world on their own terms, unswayed by societal expectations or norms. These traits make the Sigma male a fascinating individual to understand. How does a Sigma male fit into our society? Now, that's a question that's as intriguing as the Sigma male himself. In a world where social interactions and networking are often seen as the keys to success, the Sigma male stands apart. He prefers solitude and independence, and unlike the alpha male, he doesn't feel the need to lead or dominate. Instead, he chooses to operate on the periphery, observing and learning, and stepping into the limelight only when necessary. This unconventional approach can sometimes be misunderstood. People may see the Sigma male as antisocial or aloof, but that's far from the truth. He's not antisocial, he's just selective. He enjoys his own company and values quality over quantity in relationships. He'd rather have a few meaningful relationships than a large network of superficial ones. The Sigma male's independence also extends to his thoughts and actions. He doesn't feel the need to follow societal norms or trends. Instead, he follows his own path, guided by his own set of values and principles. And while this may sometimes lead to friction with society, it also allows him to bring fresh perspectives and innovative ideas to the table. For instance, in a work environment, while others may be busy climbing the corporate ladder, the Sigma male might choose to work remotely or become a freelancer. His goal isn't to rise to the top of an existing system, but to create a system that works best for him. But let's not overlook the fact that this independence and aloofness doesn't mean that Sigma males are devoid of social skills. On the contrary, they are often excellent listeners and observers with a keen understanding of human nature. These skills, coupled with their independent thinking, make them valuable contributors in team settings, despite their preference for solitude. Despite their aloofness, Sigma males play an integral role in our society. They are the quiet innovators, the independent thinkers, the ones who remind us that there's more than one way to be successful. They may not fit neatly into societal norms, but they certainly add depth and diversity to the social fabric. Emotional intelligence is not just for the extroverted. Let's explore the Sigma male's emotional intelligence. In the realm of personality types, Sigma males stand out as enigmatic figures. They're the lone wolves, the wanderers, the mavericks, but don't be fooled by their solitude. It doesn't mean they lack emotional understanding. On the contrary, Sigma males possess a high degree of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is the ability to recognize and manage one's own emotions as well as the emotions of others. It's about empathy, self-awareness, and emotional control. And our Sigma friends, they've got these traits in spades. Consider, for example, a Sigma male at a social gathering. He may not be the life of the party, but he's likely the most observant one in the room. He's tuned into the emotional undercurrents, picking up on subtle cues that others might miss. He can sense tension, joy, discomfort, the whole emotional spectrum without anyone uttering a word. This ability to read the room, to empathize with others, that's emotional intelligence at work. Now let's imagine a different scenario. Our Sigma male is facing a difficult personal situation. Instead of lashing out or succumbing to stress, he takes a step back. He recognizes his emotions, the frustration, the disappointment, and he allows himself to experience them without judgment. Then he uses his understanding of these emotions to devise a strategy for handling the situation. This self-awareness and emotional control are hallmarks of a high EQ, but it doesn't stop there. The Sigma male's emotional intelligence also extends to his relationships. He may be a lone wolf, but when he does form connections, they are deep and meaningful. He understands his partner's emotional needs and responds with empathy and understanding. He's not swayed by societal expectations of masculinity that equate emotional openness with weakness. Instead, he embraces his emotions as a strength. This isn't to say that Sigma males are emotionless robots. Far from it. They experience emotions just as intensely as anyone else. The difference lies in how they handle these emotions. They don't suppress them, nor do they let them run wild. They acknowledge them, understand them, and manage them in a way that's healthy and productive. The Sigma male's emotional intelligence is not about being a social butterfly or wearing his heart on his sleeve. It's about understanding and managing his own emotions, empathizing with others, and navigating the world with a quiet, introspective wisdom. So next time you see a Sigma male, don't mistake his quiet demeanor for emotional ignorance. Beneath the surface, there's a whole world of emotional understanding and control at play. This high level of emotional intelligence is a key aspect of the Sigma male's persona. Scene script: how does a Sigma male maintain his masculine frame? That's the question we're diving into in this segment. Let's start with self-confidence. Sigma males are like the lone wolves of society. They're not seeking approval or validation from others. Their confidence doesn't come from external sources like social status or wealth. Rather, it's an intrinsic part of who they are. They know their worth and they don't need anyone else to confirm it. Imagine a man who can walk into a room full of strangers and not feel the need to impress anyone. That's a Sigma male. He's comfortable in his own skin, and his self-assuredness is a key element of his masculine frame. Next, let's talk about independence. Sigma males are self-reliant in every sense of the word. They're not dependent on others for their happiness or success. They take full responsibility for their actions and their lives. They don't blame others when things go wrong. Instead, they take it as an opportunity to learn and grow. For instance, if a Sigma male's business venture fails, he doesn't point fingers or wallow in self-pity. He analyzes what went wrong, learns from it, and moves on. This level of independence is another critical aspect of the Sigma male's masculine frame. Now on to emotional intelligence. Sigma males understand their emotions and know how to manage them. They're not ruled by their feelings. Instead, they use their emotions as tools for understanding themselves and the world around them. They also have a strong sense of empathy. They can understand others' feelings without getting sucked into their emotional whirlwinds. Picture a man who can stay calm and composed even in the most challenging situations. That's a Sigma male. His emotional intelligence, combined with his self-confidence and independence, forms the bedrock of his masculine frame. Let's take a scenario to illustrate these points. Imagine a Sigma male at a social gathering. He's not the center of attention, but he doesn't feel left out either. He's comfortable being alone. He doesn't seek validation from others or try to fit into societal norms. He's just being himself. When someone tries to provoke him, he doesn't react impulsively. He stays calm, processes his emotions, and responds in a composed manner. His self-confidence, independence, and emotional intelligence all come into play, reinforcing his masculine frame. In conclusion, maintaining a masculine frame isn't something a Sigma male has to work at. It's not a facade he puts on to impress others. It's a natural part of his persona. It's who he is. His self-confidence, independence, and emotional intelligence all contribute to this masculine frame, helping him navigate the world in his unique way. So, how does a Sigma male maintain his masculine frame? The answer lies in his inherent qualities of self-confidence, independence, and emotional intelligence. Maintaining a masculine frame is a natural part of a Sigma male's persona. So what can we take away from our exploration of Sigma males? As we wind down this captivating journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the intriguing world of Sigma males we've navigated together. The Sigma male, often referred to as the lone wolf, is a man who thrives on his independence, and it's this very trait that defines his unique position in the social hierarchy. He is not one to follow the crowd, but rather he carves his own path, crafting his own destiny. He's comfortable in his solitude, finding strength and clarity in the silence, far from the madding crowd. His self-reliance and preference for solitude, however, do not equate to weakness or lack of social skills. On the contrary, Sigma males possess a deep understanding of human nature and exhibit high levels of emotional intelligence. We've also seen how Sigma males navigate society. They are not driven by the need for social validation or approval, choosing instead to exist outside the conventional social structures. Their approach to life is often misunderstood, but it's this very non-conformity that allows them to maintain their masculine frame, unswayed by societal expectations. This brings us to the Sigma male's emotional intelligence. They are not disconnected, but rather deeply aware of their emotions and those of others. They understand the importance of emotional self-regulation, empathy, and effective communication. This emotional intelligence, coupled with their independent spirit, allows them to maintain their unique masculine frame, one that is not dictated by societal norms, but by their own understanding of self. In essence, the Sigma male offers a refreshing perspective on masculinity, one that challenges the traditional notions of what it means to be a man. They show us that masculinity is not a one-size-fits-all concept, but rather a spectrum of attitudes, behaviors, and emotions. Understanding the Sigma male helps us appreciate the diversity of masculinity in our society. Let's continue this journey of understanding and appreciating the myriad expressions of masculinity around us. After all, it's diversity that makes this world a fascinating place to be.